What a place. Vikings, native people, Danish, seal clubbing. But yeah, no. Originally, I was going to do a much larger video, but I thought I might do a brief summary first and then go in depth on multiple different things of the island in a kind of full forth expose of the entire place because, my god, it is. It has 56,000 people living on it and has been sparsely populated for its entire life. Yet some of the most interesting people and figures and events have took place there. It is way more interesting than I thought it would have been. So Greenland actually surprised me, funnily enough, because I really didn't expect much from this when I first was going into looking at Greenland. I'd seen a couple of things. There's a video, I'm going to leave a link into the description below, that shows the treatment of Greenland in the modern-ish day and how it's been treated. And really, it's actually a very fascinating subject. I never thought I'd get into it. I also will do a video on seal clubbing. That is one thing I need to talk about because, my god, is that something... you can call it a tradition, you can call it what you want, but it's just something I find... we'll get into it. But yeah, Greenland, at first started, got its... Self-Determination Act, basically. Its ability to decide its own fate, though it does get grants from the Danish government, and it's still part of Denmark, though it has its own people on the parliamentary seats and all kind of stuff like that, and kind of runs itself. It's still part of the Danish realm. It's a fairly interesting place to look at. It's 56,000 people that live there, a lot of tourists per year. Only 20% of the landmass itself is actually inhabited. And the modern history of Denmark alone is interesting. There's been a lot of mismanagement on the island. There's a lot of resources that I didn't realise were on the island. Gold, zinc, diamonds, gas... a lot of resources there, including the fish that you can get from around the coastline and the whales and the seals. And then there's a diverse population of native individuals that have lived on the island and the original peoples who have settled on the island. There's a large period of migration within Greenland that covers the settlement of the native peoples that came across from the Americas, and it is in multiple waves, not just one wave. And this happens a long time ago. The first settlements were between 45,000 years ago, and the first Viking peoples to settle the land, the first peoples we're aware of under Eric the Red in 985, at the end of the Viking era, basically, that settle Greenland. They come to settle there. Obviously, they explore and find the Americas. They find that all these places are very uninhabitable, and between the 15th century, they end up disappearing, which is interesting. There are many reasons why we think they disappeared, and it's maybe because of disease, mismanagement of land, lack of trade caused by the plague, not affecting them directly, but other reasons that the trade is slowing down because of the plague in Europe, and also because of piracy and other things. This led to a decline and then the complete vanishing of the Viking population there, but the Danish did not realise this, and later on, in 1721, decided they were going to recolonise it, thinking there may be a slim chance that there might be some Viking peoples left there. So they sent missionaries who found no pagan Vikings there. There were no Vikings at all. But they did find the native peoples and decided that they were going to try and convert them, which they did. And that was a whole other thing with Danish colonialism. But this was a time when Denmark wanted a colonial empire, and I should say it was Denmark-Norway. And so in 1721, in that period of time onwards, they began to colonise the islands, and obviously there was a large push for that up until the resettlement of the Danish people there. And then I will do more videos on this, because this is just kind of a base video that I wanted to do, and it covers a small period of time with some a large period of time with some brief information on the subject. But I want to do a larger video on Greenland and the history of Greenland, because it's very varied. Like, there is, between the Vikings, the native peoples, the Danish authorities, and the mismanagement, the wars, the conflicts surrounding the island, everything like that, and the way the civilization on the island grew and changed over time is very interesting and very different. And also the island's like nature and stuff itself is also very interesting to look at, like how things have changed on the island. I'll leave the sources to everything, like date-wise and stuff, in the description, but it's a very interesting topic, and I'm going to cover it a lot more in a lot more videos to come. And I hope you enjoyed just a very brief video on Greenland, and as a kind of setup for more videos to come. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Subscribe, leave a like, have a good one, bye. Seal clubbing.